Lonzo, I guess you want to start at the end there. So that Brandon forced Damian into a pretty tough shot that he hits it. What are you guys thinking about trying to get open for that last shot? I think you get thinking.
0.7, you get one shot up. Like the look we got, it didn't fall.
Yeah, how did you make just first the team game overall, their fast start, how you guys got back into it? What do you think the key was?
We knew they were going to come with a lot of energy. You know, this is their home court. You know, it's hard to play in here. So they came out and jumped on us. And, you know, we fought our way back. And then at the end, they took it from us.
You know, Luke said that he's talked to you about this, but it would have liked you to have been a little more aggressive offensively. What were you looking for? What did you see from the defense and how you were looking on that side of the court tonight?
Definitely could have been more aggressive, but you know, I was coming off, big man was sagging, so it broke us open over the time.
So you were more focused on trying to put guys in different spots and going to guys that were being successful at that point?
I was just making open play.
How about defensively, though? It did seem like you were pretty aggressive on that side of the ball, a couple of blocks, a steal, and it seemed like that's how you guys got back into the game.
Yeah, like you said, we got down early, so we had to play defense. And I feel like second half defense stepped up a lot, but you know, he made a tough shot at the end.
Yeah, so are there times when you have to just fight the instinct to be more aggressive even than you feel like you should? Do you think that does a certain thing to the defense, and how do you gauge that as the game goes on?
I think that's just a me thing. You know, I just taking shots when I'm open, create shots for myself.
Lonzo, can you talk about your matchup in Fuller and what kind of problems he did?
Fuller's a great player. As you saw, tough shot he made. He makes tough shots all night. Very good without the ball, which I can add to my game because I really don't play too much without the ball. So yeah, it's always good going against a great point guard like him.
Do you feel like you learned things in each of these matchups, like flying home tonight? Will you be thinking about kind of what you learned, or do you think that's something like 10 years from now you'll look back on these early matchups with maybe?
No, you got to learn it now.
Okay.
We wanted to go for the three. That play had multiple options on it, KCP being one of them. Mm-hmm. So if they take that away, we had other things to get to. But him, KCP, one of our better shooters. If he gets a clean look at a three and we're down three, we want to take it.
All right, so you tied the game, and then with less than a second, you got a great look with Kuzma.
I was proud of them for because Portland went to some junk defense, which you should. I mean, it was 0.7, only threes. They were all around the three-point line, so it took us out of the play we were actually running. But I'm glad that they figured out a way to manipulate what was going on to get someone a good look. And they were, even though young, I mean, it was Lonzo taking it out and Kuzma, two rookies making that decision. They had the confidence, and I'll take Kuzma taking that shot at the end of the game too.
Lonzo statistically struggled in his worst game. What did you think of the way he played tonight?
I thought he was a little too passive tonight. And I think that'll continue to be, is what I always say. The hardest thing for young players is the consistency when you just play so many games. And, he's so unselfish, that sometimes as the game's going, we want him to be more aggressive with, not shooting the ball, but just more aggressive with attacking the defenses. And I feel like tonight was one of those nights where, he was more passive with it than looking to really attack them.
Why do you think that is? The young players are inconsistent on one night, super aggressive, and like everything you expect?
Because they're 19, 20 years old, and they're playing 3 games in 4. This is going to be our third set of 3 games in 4 nights to start the season. In college, you play 2 games a week. You're going against players you've never played. You're playing in buildings you've never played in. So it's a lot to handle for young people. So it's a lot to handle for everybody, but especially when you're young and trying to figure out the NBA scene.
Luke, did you see how Larry hurt his thumb by any chance? Did you see how Larry hurt his thumb?
I did not, no. I didn't even know he was hurt. They told me I was looking to put him back in, and someone told me that he had fractured his hand.
What do you want your young guys to take on?
That there's little things that we can control that could give us a much better chance of winning, and that's turnovers and transition. Again, they've done a great job of it up to the fourth quarter, and then it got sloppy, and we gave away some great chances to increase our lead. Free throws in the fourth, we missed a bunch of front ends at the free throw line, and a couple other things that we did. There were mental mistakes that, as you make those mistakes, you should learn from them as a group, and I think our group will learn from them. And I told Brandon, it's not the game winner. That's nothing. That's what he gets paid max money to do. He's one of the best in the world at it. He played good defense. He had a tough shot, but there's other things that happened before that we should be frustrated with ourselves.
This wasn't a great game, but that last shot, do you think there's something that a rookie can learn from
Cool, yeah, absolutely. Even the last possession, they were talking about subbing Josh Harden because of defense, which is a good idea that my coaches were. But the guys on the court, I wanted them with that experience. And obviously, we're trying to win. I don't think any of them are a liability on defense. Josh is he's a pretty solid defender, but there's great opportunities in everything, especially at the end of games and going through it and experiencing them that you just learn better from once you go through it.
Look, do you anticipate not having Nance for a while, and how about your options at power forward moving forward?
Yeah, we'll evaluate that tomorrow. I mean, obviously, fractionally saying, I have no idea how long that takes, but when we get all that information, we'll sit down and look. Because again, I've always been a believer. It's not just the next best player of it's how does it affect second units? How does that affect the starting unit and what we're trying to do? There's a lot of variables to decide between. So we'll figure that out in the next day.
The difference in competing with your team is night and day from last year. What do you think has caused that? Why is this group so much mentally tougher, you think?
Well, I think some of the players have gotten older. I think KCP coming over, just a hard-nosed player. He's been in that Eastern Conference, hard worker. He kind of helps set that tone. Brooks been a solid vet in this league for a long time. I think as BI grows as a player, he's a competitor. You go back and watch him in college, he was the same way. Zoe is too. So I think it's just a group of guys that are really bonding together, trying to figure this out and get better together. And they challenge each other, and we challenge them, and they seem to be rising to that challenge.